Oh, hey there. Welcome back to Hold and Modify. This is Q, star of YouTube's most poorly produced, underproduced Amiga channel. So what are we doing today? Well, I've got this Dell 17-inch 4x3 VGA monitor that I'm using because I like VGA monitors. What are we going to do with it? Well, it's hooked up to an Amiga 500. Well, how the heck did you manage that? I use one of these. Yeah. RGB to HDMI. With a little Pi Zero over here. So I'm going to talk about this thing and show you how to install it and use it. You know, the way I do, not the professional way.
This computer will rule the world.
Alright, so to remove this Denise, a lot of people use that flat blade screwdriver thing, but I went ahead and spent the, 16 cents and bought one of these, and it's worked out really well. It works for most of this stuff very neatly and safely, so I highly recommend this.
Excuse me?
Yeah, this doesn't work. It's too small for the Denise chip. Well, F me. Alright, guess I'm using the old screwdriver. Come on, Stanley, we can do this. Alright, that is out, and I did not want to show that on camera. It was a terrifying, horrible experience, but I got out of it mostly okay. There's a little bit of shimmy. I can fix that, no worries. Moving along now, we have to place the board in here, and how this basically works is you just drop it in here, line all the pins up, press down, and that'll go right in. And then the Denise goes on top of that, and then your Pi goes over there. Look at that, I'm sure it'll work great. So when it comes to putting these in, this is very similar to when I installed the Vampire. If you haven't seen my Vampire Amiga 500 video, that's what was in here prior. But it's these round pins versus slots that are flat socketed instead of round. So you just kind of want to slide this back and forth until you kind of get it centered. It feels snug. You don't push down yet. Just kind of get it snug. And then once they're all kind of, get that on there, all centered in their little holes there. After you've done that, then you can go ahead and press down and make sure it's all happy and it goes crunchy click. Okay, so I did get it in there, but yeah, again, once they are lined up, you do need to give it a pretty even and forceful push. It'll make a nice little poppy click chunk sound, so you know you're good to go. All right, and then good old Denise, notch facing to the right is gonna go on here and get pushed down that way. So again, making sure that notch is to the right. Yes, the chip is upside down. That's the proper orientation. And there, with that success, we have the Denise in there. Looking all nice and snug as a little chiplet bug. Now, with that, we've got everything plugged in. Our HDMI, our mini HDMI. The micro SD card is inserted and everything is ready to go. And I'm sure when we turn this on, it is going to work flawlessly, as so many things on my channel do when I turn them on for the first time. Well, look at that. It works. Now, some of you at home might be saying, well, no, Q, it doesn't work. Why is the screen flashing RGB? This is an issue with these Dell monitors that I bought off of eBay for like 30 bucks. So down here is my old school kind of quote unquote high-end Dell 17-inch. This has DVI and VGA on it. These are plastic chassis and only have VGA. For some reason, when you use a VGA adapter with these monitors, this is what they do. If you try to take an HDMI signal and pump it into these monitors through a VGA converter, they just do this color cycle RGB thing. So if any of you out there know what that means or why these Dells do that, and I've messed with all the menu settings in here, and they will just always do this. They sync, but they just do this RGB color cycling thing. I have no idea why. Now this same Dell monitor is being used over here as well, and I've tried this with both and they do the exact same thing. Why is this Dell not flashing RGB? Well, it's using the Retro Passion Scan Plus contraption thing that I can never remember the name of, that I've made a couple of videos. So it's sending out a more traditional, just standardized VGA signal, no conversion, other than it grabbing onto the actual chipset of the 1200 and converting it to VGA. That gives me a non-RGB flashing screen. But when I try to use HDMI to VGA adapters for on this system or these monitors, they do this. They do the RGB thing. Now, I know this is insane. You're like, Q, why did you buy an RGB to HDMI to just convert it to VGA again? This is because I like 4x3 screens. I like the old flat panel 4x3 17-inch screens. I find them very era appropriate as far as, you know, the shape and the size. And I like my 4x3. Yes, you can just get the big wide screens and stick them in 4x3 mode, but it's a lot of screen space. It's a lot of desktop space that takes up space. And as you can see, desktop space here is getting really tight. So I really like the portability and the size of these 17s. So I did not hook up the button. It's not really necessary. I mean, this is already set to 60 Hertz. So, all right. So as you can see, we're doing it detects 1280 by 1024, 60 Hertz. But to get that menu back with this little guy hooked up to the pins down there, we can just go click, and that's screen capture. Well, that's pretty convenient. All right, so if we do long press, that brings up the menu. So here are all these menu options. I mean, they give you a ton. I mean, after all, you are using an entire Pi Zero for this. HDMI mode, DVI compatible. Now that'd be interesting if I could change that to VGA compatible and see if that does anything. So I'm gonna press and hold to try and get in there. Okay, DVI compatible, HDMI auto RGB, blah, blah, blah. We're gonna put this to auto. See if there's, yeah, we're gonna go to auto on this just to see what happens. All right, well, as you can see, setting that to auto clearly did nothing, and it's just that I'm gonna guess, since I've tried multiple sources, meaning I've tried this with my Vampires HDMI out, and I've now tried it with the HDMI out from this Pi. The fact that these monitors do this RGB color flash tells me that it's probably the converter I'm using, the RGB to HDMI. I'm sorry, the HDMI to VGA. I need to get a better one. Whatever the Scan Plus AGA is doing works with these monitors. I mean, it's clean VGA output, but this converted VGA output does not fully work, as you can see. Nice. So yeah, it works. This thing will, I mean, except for the, you know, color flashing cycling, it's great. It's super, super ridiculously clean. Like this is solid looking VGA awesomeness. And I know it's HDMI to VGA, but look at that. It's just rock solid. I know filming with the phone off the screen introduces moire and stuff, but as you move the mouse pointer over things, there's no weird, like, little shimmery box showing up around it as you go over stuff. It's just super clean, pixel perfect, just wow. I mean, I don't see any kind of lag from me doing stuff, and I'm sorry for the, again, for the circus clown show lighting going on, but yeah, I definitely recommend this product. And you're probably like, well, can you please show it, you know, with it just going HDMI into an HDMI thing? No, because I don't have one. Oh, come on! Let's end this video now, and thanks for watching. This was the RGB to HDMI for the Amiga 500. I'll put in the description below where you can grab this particular copy. Remember, lots of people make them. I can just give you a link to the person that I actually bought mine from to help them out. All right.